Shifting focus from sectors to specific stocks. We had a big listing today. The stock of IRDA made a stellar debut on the bourses, almost doubling investors' wealth in a single session. Now, my question to you is that should one hold on to the stock given that the issue received such an overwhelming response from institutional investors, which are typically considered as long-term investors?
So yeah, that's how the IPO markets work. It can open 10 expected return was about 10-20%, and it has opened almost at 60%, almost doubled actually the value. So see the difference between the existing finances, power finances, which are PFC and REC, and IRDA is the valuation parts. The PFC RECs were available at 1.5, 1.6 times the book. This was at a 32. This was available at 1.1 times. Now, since the listing gain has been almost 100%, I think that gap sort of narrows down. So it does not leave too much scope further from here. But obviously, there is one more option now to play the financing cycle, given that it exclusively deals with green financing, and we have got some, really good targets for the 2030 clean energy program. I think the medium to long term is really good for the company. For a fund manager or for an analyst like us, it just gives us an additional option to explore. But my sense is that at this point of time, with these kind of listing gains, the valuation gap has gone away. It does not leave too much of scope. But I'll keep it on a radar. Maybe if there is a correction in the future, then we can have a look at it again. Also, REC and PFCs are proven player, but IRDA needs to prove how well they can do when they are listed into the markets.
All right. So another stable of stocks was the Adani Group stocks. Some of these stocks have been on a stellar rally in the last couple of sessions, extending their winning streak to about 20-30% in just a matter of 2 days. For investors, is this the opportunity that they should perhaps look to book profits at, or is it time to re-enter the stock given that a lot of these uncertainties regarding the entire Adani Hindenburg has been somewhat put to rest?
So, I cannot speak specifically about the stocks because we also don't own any of these stocks.
Right.
But, obviously the news flows have been there. Supreme Court has given some positive comments. SEBI has also said that out of 24 or 22 cases, there is no case against the Adani Group. So I think a lot of the investors are waiting to hear those comments before, buying them fresh. In addition, I think they have launched some hydrogen plants also. In the Mundra, they have launched a green ammonia plant also. So I think it's probably the news flow which is working in their favor. But my sense is that over the next few months, it's going to be highly volatile stock given the news flow from the politics which will come and hit the markets. Until unless you have a sort of a 3 to 5 year kind of view, the investment may just you might just hold it back. For traders, I think it's a good stock because it's high beta, highly volatile stock. So you'll always find people, buying and selling it on a intraday or very short term basis on the momentum. But I would, for investments, I would wait and watch for the next few months.
Now, sir, before we let you go, a very interesting thing happened last week where, Geo Financial Services has in fact submitted, requested RBI to get converted from an NBFC to a core investment company. Can you help us understand what a CIC is and what will be the implications for the investors of JFS?
Right. So I think the move came in a response of a directive which was given by the RBI only, which sort of mandated that Geo Financial should convert from a NBFC structure to a holding company. Now, as you know that the Geo Financial has a lot of diverse verticals. It does not just have lending like a typical NBFC. It also has asset management, insurance, and all these entities are there. So the decision to convert it into a CIC, core investment company, that stems from the dissonance between Geo Financial's current balance sheet and a typical structure for a NBFC, because it does not. The current balance sheet does not have the assets and the business structure which is required of a NBFC. Uh, in addition, there are many subsidiaries. So you'll have payrolls, you have insurance, you have asset management, etc. And all these categories does not define for pure play NBFCs. So the conversion to a CIC structure would bring more transparency to Geo Financial business model, and sort of help in true value unlocking over the long term. The companies, even the current valuation, had faced challenges because it's unconventional structure. There is a holding company discount to it. So hopefully, this move from NBFC to CIC that would sort of address this issue. It would allow for a more accurate reflection of the value of each of the subsidiaries which they are planning to launch or they have already launched. My sense is for this kind of move, the long-term impact remains uncertain, but it sort of becomes a pivotal point for investors to witness the right value of Geo Financial's diverse ventures.
All right, that's Amit Gupta for you. Sir, thank you for joining us here on Last Take. Appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.
Thanks, Suresh.
But with that, we have completely run out of time on this edition of Last Take. But keep watching News 9.
GPT. It can generate codes and human-like responses through text, write stories, and do a lot more.
I work in a newsroom with anchors, researchers and scriptwriters, graphic artists, producers, video editors, camera crew. But does a newsroom really need them today?
All of us have to think about unique and distinctive value addition that cannot be automated or repeated or replaced by a machine.
ChatGPT may kill many companies.
A human has to be in the loop with an ability to control this.
Dark